So, 11th of July 2020, Srimad Bhagavatam 3.7.5 Desataha kalato yosha avasthatah svato vanyatah abhiluptavabodhatma sa injayeta jaya katham. So, further inquiries by great Vidura unto his spiritual master, the great sage Maitreya, he is confused. He is saying Krishna, the pure soul, having the pure consciousness, and is never out of his consciousness, either due to circumstances, time, situation, dream, or other causes. How then does he become engaged in the science? Perfect. If Krishna is beyond of everything, and if he comes in the material world, that it means the Maya Shakti will capture him, Triguna will capture him, hatred and love will attract him, he will be influenced of so many things. How is it possible? He is a pure consciousness. Unlike we, sometimes we lose our consciousness. If there is a big sound, we got shattered. So many people, when we go to sleep, we are half dead. We lost our consciousness. We are in semi-conscious state. Many times unconscious state. This is for the living entities because we are prone to this. But how is it possible for the Krishna to get influenced by it? So this is the query. On the surface he is saying, Krishna comes down. This particular material world is a combination of three modes of material nature, pain and pleasure, good and bad, here and there, everything. So how he will not get involved? So he is saying, how he become Nisajan engaged, fighting for the Kauravas, fighting with Kamsa, punishing so many demons, fighting with Jarasandha. These are just like an ordinary activity. So how does it possible? They are the question. Some of you may have asked this question many times. So the repetition of your question. So let us get into the exercise of Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada is saying, the consciousness of living being is always present and it never changes under any circumstances, as above mentioned. Living entity. It never changes, it remains there. Degree verified. Sometimes conscious, unconscious, semi-conscious. But he will always be conscious of. So long his body is there, so long his breathing, he is conscious there. Prabhupada says, when the living man moves from one place to another, he is conscious that he has changed his position. And mind you, doesn't matter where you go, your ideas will go with you. Your liking and disliking will go with you. Your love and hatred will go with you. Your knowledge will go with you. Your character will go with you. It's not that today we are in Qatar, tomorrow we go to America and we become perfect gentlemen. No. We carry our consciousness. We carry our impression. So we may change the position, but not the feelings, not our liking and disliking. Prabhupada says, he is always present in the past, present and future, like electricity. We remember so many things of our past life. We are conscious of it. And so many of future we are planning will be conscious. What if I do this? This will happen. If I don't do this, this will happen. Prabhupada said, one can remember incidents from his past and can conjecture about his future and also on the basis of his past experience. But then, since we have a very, very limited experience of the past, the future we cannot decide unlimitedly. is a cap, is a limited. He never forgets his personal identity, even though he is placed in an awkward circumstance. Suppose you will never forget your name. Maybe under the influence of gun, something like that, you may say something, but you will not forget your name. You will not forget your birth country. You will not forget your friends. That kind of things. How then can the living entity become forgetfulness of his real identity as the pure spirit soul and identify with the matter unless influenced by something beyond himself? Now, even we have not forgotten that. We are looking for love. We are looking for permanent peace because our soul within has witnessed permanent peace and permanent happiness. So the impression is there. We don't know what it is. We don't know how it is. But every single person on the surface of the earth, he is looking for permanent solution. Permanent peace. No anxieties. No more pain and pleasure. No more going to the hospital. No more being tortured by the bosses or by the family members. And nowadays the beauty is, the person is very close to you, he gives the maximum pain. Any person, I'm not talking the Vaishnavas, in general, any person very near to you gives a lot of pain. Prabhupada says, the conclusion is that the living entity is influenced by the avidya potency, as confirmed in both the Vishnu Purana and in the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam. And what is avidya? Forgetfulness of Krishna or Krishna consciousness is avidya. And what is vidya? Remembering Krishna in any form, by name, by leela, by vigraha, by discussion, that is vidya. So because of avidya, we have not lost our consciousness, we have just forgot our consciousness. Prabhupada say, the living entity is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita 7.5. Let's go to 7.5. Apareyam vitastvanyam prakritim vidime param jiva bhuta mahabaho edam dharyate jagata. Beside these, O mighty Arjuna, there is another superior energy of mind which comprises the living entities who are exploiting the resources of material, inferior nature. So that's what we are. You must have seen, sometimes the children, if there are too many, they can fight one piece of paper, simply a piece of paper. They even pull one another's hair, push one another, because they want to hold it. So, Lord Krishna is saying, even this, the material, the entanglement of the jiva, particularly in human form of life, they are exploiting the material nature, which doesn't last long, due to their ignorance. Prabhupada says, as a para prakriti, and in the Vishnu Purana is mentioned as a para shakti. He is a part and parcel of the Supreme Lord as potent, as potency, and not as the potent. We are potency, but we are not potent enough. But if we follow, accept the teachings of Krishna, then certainly and surely we all can become godly. Further, Prabhupada says, the potent can exhibit many potencies, but the potency cannot equal the potent at any stage. One potency may be overcome by another potency, but to the potent, all potencies are under his control. He is a Shaktiman. We are his Shakti. And the Shaktiman can invest his Shakti or employ his Shakti or take different kinds of work from his Shaktis. So Shaktiman is the possessor of all. He is all powerful and we are just Nimitta Matra, working for him. The Jiva potency or the Kshetra Yagna Shakti of the Lord has the tendency to be overpowered by the external potency. Avidya karma shamgna. And in this way, he is placed in the upward circumstances of the material existence. That's what we choose to be. Let us say if there is a rich father and if son decides to go away, if his son decided to leave the house, even by making him understand if he doesn't agree, he wants to go, then he can go. I remember one case that there are a businessman, and when he was giving his life history, he was telling everybody, this big business empire that I have created today, it is just because of 10 rupee. Because of that 10 rupee I have invested properly and today I am a millionaire. Everybody is curious to know, how it is possible? How is it possible? No bank loans, nothing, only 10 rupees? How it is possible? He said, I fought with my father and I left home with some money. I thought I can stand on my own. I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll do this. I tried my best. Couldn't succeed. In the meantime, the money I had carried was depleting, finishing, so 10 rupees were left. With that 10 rupee, I sent a telegram to my mother. My dear mother, I am such and such place. Please come and rescue me. And my mother came, rescued me. And my father handed over his small business, which I created an empire. So that 10 rupee. The question is, we have to make the right choice. Prayena ayu shabhyaha kalavasmin yuge jana mandaha sumandamatiyo mandbhagya hi upadritaha. In this age of Kali, there is nothing but upadrita. We are unfortunate, short-sighted, everything against us. Upadrita, sometime within the family, sometime within the neighborhood, sometime within the country, and all the time within ourselves. Upadrita is going on. So how can we rest in peace? So we have forced into the material existence that we so wanted. But like the person has used 10 rupee note to call his father, let us call our mother and father by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Krishna, please come. Rescue me. I am drowning in the science of the material world. And Krishna is so very kind. His energy, Hara, Sri Radha is so very kind, they'll come and rescue us. So utilize that 10 rupee to become not even millionaire, trillion raised to trillions. See, this is the way we can understand. Furthermore, Prabhupada says, the living entity cannot be forgetful of his real identity unless influenced by avidya potency, because the living entity is prone to the influence of the avidya potency. He can never equal to the supreme potent. And that's what we are saying. We say, today I have 100,000. Next year I'll have 200,000. Then I'll have 400,000. Then I'll like million. I'll multiply to 10 million, 100 million. Sank, Padam, then I don't know what it is. Mahasank, Mahapadam, and then I'll be happy. By the time we collect so much of money, we'll become very old. We'll not be able to eat. We'll not be able to see. We'll not be able to hear. What is the point if suppose we become trillions and trillions of dollars and I can't even walk? So it is not that how much we should have. Whatever I have, that's it. Yadra lava santushto dondotito vimatsara. Whatever I have today, let us be happy with it. And then we certainly enjoy. I think 6 minutes are left. I will take six quick one. Bhagavan ek evesha sarva chetraso avastitah amushya turbhagastvam va klesho va karma bhikutah. Bhagavan, the Supreme Person of Godhead, Ekaha, alone, Eva, Esha, all these, Sarva, all, Chetreshu, in the living entities, Avastitaha, situated, Amusha, of the living entities, Durabhagatvam, misfortune, Va, either, Klesha, misery, Va, or Karma Bihe, by activities, Kutaha, what for? This is a beautiful question. The Lord, as Super Soul, is situated in every living being's heart. Why then do the living entities' activity result in misfortune and miseries? We all see Paramatma within the heart. Then do you think Paramatma is not guiding us properly? Or do you think there is a Paramatma? The beautiful question by Vidura, and answer will also be fantastic. Let me go through the purport of Srila Prabhupada. The next question put forward by Vidura to Maitreya is, why are the living entities subjected to so many miseries and misfortune in spite of the Lord's presence in their heart as a super soul? The body is considered a fruitful tree, and the living entities and the Lord as super soul like two birds seated in the tree. The individual soul is eating the fruits of the tree, but the super soul, the Lord, is witnessing the activities of the other bird. It means Lord does not need to eat anything. He is self-sufficient. He doesn't need any extra thing to that he could enjoy. He is Atma Rahma. So he is witnessing the activity of this particular jiva and ready to help. He is ready to help if really jiva wants. But 99.9% out of 100, we choose not to. Prabhupada says, the citizen of the state may be in miseries for the want of sufficient supervision by the state authority. But how can it be possible that a citizen suffers from other citizens while the chief of the state is personally present? Very simple thing. Let us say the boy may be bullying in the school, but when he is with his father, nobody can tell him anything. So when we are with Krishna, where are the miseries? There is no misery. Where the influence of Maya? None. Provided we are fully surrendered. Karpane doso pahat svabhavaha. We should really first understand that, do I have a dosa in me? Then only I can follow, seek the shelter. But generally, we always think we are nirdosha. We have no dosa at all. From another point of view, it is understood that the jiva, living entity, is qualitatively one with the Lord, and thus his knowledge in the pure state of life cannot be covered by any science, especially in the presence of the Supreme Lord. How then does the living entity become subjected to ignorance and covered by the influence of Maya? The Lord is the Father and protector of living entities, and he is known as Bhuta Bhrata, or the maintainer of the living entities. Why then should the living entity be subjected to so many sufferings and misfortunes? Just because of one reason, that we don't take shelter of Krishna. We think we have a power. With my own hand, I can earn money, I can do this, I can do that. And then miserable padam, padam, yata bipadam. In this material world, nobody can say, I enjoying my life. No. Let us say you are on the beach, you are enjoying your life. You want to stay there, but as the night falls, you will run away from there. So you cannot enjoy eternity. Subjective, few seconds you are in a life. And that enjoyment is actually what? The forgetfulness of our pain. The forgetfulness of our unhappiness. The forgetfulness of our misery is, that's what we call happiness. Nobody is happy. Dukkhalema swasatam. It's also 8 o'clock. One more line I have to just read. It should not be so, but actually we see that it happens everywhere. This question is therefore put forward by Vidura for solution. So now please stay with us to get the perfect answer of this question from the great sage Maitreya. And I'll come to the conclusion. That ends the translation purport of Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 7, Text 5 and 6 by His Divine Grace, Bhakti Vedanta, Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada Maharaj ki jai. Hare Krishna.